Hello and welcome to the Build with Baer Workshop. My name is Pat Baer. I'm here to assemble a model kit. And I'm also here to hang out with all of you. And I'm going to start things off by throwing the Bearcade, the Lego to the site, the tier 2 blue emote in chat. If you are currently a subscriber, you can reply with those emotes. If you are not yet a subscriber, you can say hi, or you can use other people's emotes. If you feel like being a lurker, well, you can go ahead and lurk. That's also okay. Lashberg is here. Hello, Lashberg. Happy to have you here. It's currently a Saturday, and I'm going to start a model kit. I finished the jigsaw puzzle, and now it's time to get into the model kit building. Before we get into that, just want to say, as I itch, I didn't mention on Thursday, and I should have. I got new bandanas. These are the same exact brand as my previous bandanas, and you may not notice a difference, but to me, when I got them, I went, oh wow. My other ones, all the spots here that are white, I was like, those are all really faded. So I've had these for years, and what happens is, you know, you pull them. When I started pulling them like down and whatever to adjust them, they started ripping. So they're now all rags, and I have a plethora of new bandanas. I had been getting rid of the ones that ripped and were kind of like busted over the years, and I was left with just a couple, and I was like, you know what? These don't cost much at all. I should just get new bandanas. But anyway, I got new bandanas. I put them through the wash once already, and then they're still looking great. So that's just for you to know. I feel like if anyone was going to notice, it would be people watching my Kuma Baer videos, because I'm like way closer to the camera on Kuma Baer than I am anything else. And so that, and also if you look at like youtube.com/Pat Baer and you look at like my shorts page, it's just all my face. And so maybe on there, once I upload a new one, because the most recent one was done beforehand. Yeah, if I click on shorts, like, I think eventually you're going to look at it and you're going to go, oh, wow. Yeah, Pat, that's different. So anyway, I maybe could have just never talked about it and nobody would have ever noticed. But I figured I should at least say it out loud in case somebody's just like, wait, what's going on with that? Let's go to the overhead camera. So we are going to be working on, I have to put this up here, the Dragon Ball Daima kit here. And I'm going to also have to adjust the camera. That's right. I forgot that I need to go into configure video here, and I need to up the contrast a little bit here. Yeah, that'll be better. Yeah, so I've got an instructions book here for the Son Goku Mini and Vegeta Mini model kit. And it's just 2 pages, or sorry, 4 pages, you know, opened up. But the first 2 pages here are in color as an explanation of all the things here. You got the plastic sticker, you've got all the parts that are there. And the instructions are Japanese and English. And it's like, if this was your first model kit, if you just like on a whim picked this up, or perhaps you picked it up thinking it was action figures and not realizing it was a kit, you could look at this and go, oh, okay, yeah, this is the part, that's where there's a thing called the gate. All right, yeah, you want to clip that off, you want to clip the part there, you want to cut there, you don't want to leave any nubbins, okay. And then you want to, when you put the pieces together, you want to fully connect them. You don't want there to be an opening like that. Okay. Like this could be your first model kit, and you could follow along. And I love the idea of having all these parts here in color, so you have a really good reference of being like, all right, well, what is this supposed to look like? Now, do I wish this instruction booklet was a little bigger? Yes, I think that is a money-saving choice, and I think that's fine, but I do wish this was larger. Also, I love the bolded "tools are not included." That's just a great little bit of business. They're like, hey, we're not going to give you the tools on how to make this. Like, don't expect these things. No, you got to get those yourself. Like if you'd be doing entry grades, this could be your jump into something new. So we got Goku as a mini, we got Vegeta as a mini, and then we've got the base for them. And I don't know if this is going to be all of the stream or just some of the stream. If it's some of the stream, then I will just pick something from my backlog to start building. Because I didn't really think this through as that if this was going to take a full stream or not. I do have something that won't take long to build that I could just grab and do. If this takes like an hour, I can just grab something small. And I might do that. I don't know. One thing I do want to check before we really get into things is, did any of my $3, $5, and $10 patrons vote on this? No. I still only had one vote. I'll probably link it when I send the $5 and $10, but so far only one person has voted on what I do next Tuesday, and that's not good. Like, I'll play the thing that's winning, but I would like to have a bit of a more definitive vote on there. But, you know, what are you going to do? All right, so we need parts 8 and parts 9 of the head here. We're going to build our Goku first, our Son Goku. And I will use the panel lining. I will do a little bit of marker work on this for sure. Gotta get the power pole. Because, yeah, this Goku has a power pole. He's doing his thing. I mean, you know, it is what it is. He's still pretty damn powerful. But sure. Give him the old power pole. Go back to some, you know, parts of Dragon Ball Daima were a throwback in many ways. So it makes sense. Okay, so I got to put this on and line this up like this. And find the right line up here. And then snap it all the way together so there's not a seam. Well, there is a seam, but it's not like a wide, empty space there. Okay. We'll put that together like that. That seems good. And then we got to, we got to put the hair on. We need the other hair pieces here. This is not an entry grade. You should use snipper clips. You should do all that. I'm not going to do the like double cut thing that some people love doing. I might do that with like a very expensive kit or something, maybe someday. But I'm just doing the... You know, and I'm not going to be sanding anything. I have a sanding stick. I have a nice sanding stick. I just don't ever use it. All right, so then we need F2, which is this one. It's Goku. We know it's Goku because he's smiling, and Vegeta is smaller because Vegeta has a smaller head than Goku, and Vegeta is also smiling. Don't miss out. Vegeta is also smiling. Oh, the contrast is too high. You can't see the white teeth there. But Vegeta is... Oh, you can kind of see it there. Vegeta is smiling, but it's not a nice face. He's not making a pleasant face. Let's see. And we put Goku on here. There's Goku. And then we put this Goku hair here. I hope they put out this set exactly, but they do like a Super Saiyan version or something like that. Get wild with it. This is so far, I believe, the only Dragon Ball Daima model kits that are out there. So none of the new characters for Daima got kits yet. I hope they do. And, you know, I'm happy. I'm very happy to be able to build some Dragon Ball. It's been a while since I did a Dragon Ball model kits. We built all the ones that exist, except for, I don't think we ever built Brawly, because Brawly was a limited release and very expensive. And so I think I never built Brawly. I think I built Frieza. I don't know. I might not have built Frieza. I think I did, though. And that one was pricey. But I remember it was very, very expensive to get Brawly, so I never ended up doing that. Yeah, this might not be a full stream on these. I'm going to have to start something else, which is fine. I don't mind doing that. I need D2. D2 is... the D2 blue is Goku blue. D2 5. I think you did too. Yeah, I think I built Frieza because it was a big kit, but I don't think I built Brawly. I'm pretty sure. And we know this is Goku's gear here. certainly get Goku's gear together. We'll build the whole thing, and then I'll do some panel lining and all of that. We'll get into that. So I will talk about the anime I skipped on Thursday because I was head down to get stuff done. So we will talk about 3 anime shows in the second hour, and then we'll also talk about one of the ones I know we'll talk about on Saturday. I'll talk about on Monday, which is good because I didn't watch the episode, so that way I actually can watch it. I got a little busy today doing stuff and things, nothing big, just doing some cooking, getting some things together. My mom is at the point now in her recovery where she is getting a little stir crazy and ready to do some work in the kitchen. So it looks like next week she's going to be doing some of that. But it's like, okay, yeah, I mean, whatever she wants to do. I'm also more than capable of doing more of the cooking and such. But yeah, I did some stuff today in the kitchen. My dad made, oh God, this French onion soup was so good. My dad made French onion soup yesterday. Unfortunately, he made a half batch. So it was just enough for the 3 of us for dinner. And I was like, oh, but like, what if you had made more and we were able to eat more? Now, why isn't this going together? Sorry, hold on. But he did a great job. It was real good. Okay, so this needs to fit in here. And it's not. Oh, there it goes. All right, I had to put a little pressure, not too much pressure, but I had to put a little pressure on there. I do wish, like, look, this is a chibi little kit, but I will say I do wish that the waist wasn't all one. I wish the chest and waist weren't like, you know, one piece here. I wish it was like you could rotate a little bit. This kit is basically going to be like the head is going to be able to move, and the arms will be able to move a little bit. Or one arm will be able to move a little bit, maybe the other 2, I don't know. But I wish that there was a little bit more movement in the waist area here, and we're not going to get that. But also, like, I know what this kit is, I get it. I understand. I just wish there was a little more. But yeah, he made French onion soup. It was real, real good. We can talk a little bit about the next, not the WWE, the next AEW pay-per-view coming up. Yeah, it seems more like a model statue. Yeah, Lashbrook. These are more like the entry grade action figure model kits in their limited posability than like when I've built Goku, the other Gokus I've built. This is probably the least movable Goku than the ones that I've built previously. We can talk about All Out, which moved. So I guess I'm not going to take the 20th off. I originally thought I was going to be taking September 20th off here because it's Saturday. And I just assumed I was not going to do a stream that night. But they moved it to the afternoon. There is a pre-show. So the pre-show is only an hour at 2 p.m. Eastern. It'll be on HBO Max and TNT. I do not believe it'll be on the web. And then the pay-per-view starts at 3 p.m. And it's going to be on HBO Max, but I'm probably going to watch it on Prime because that's where I generally buy them, and I know it works. And I don't have HBO Max, so unless a friend is like, "Hey, I'm getting it," whatever. I don't know. All right, so we got to get F1, the neck. You know what? I boosted the contrast here too much. I'm gonna de-boost the contrast a hair here. Yeah, that's better. I went overboard trying to just brighten up the whole thing. But yeah, so that's gonna be the afternoon. It's gonna start at 3 p.m. Now, is there a chance that it won't be done at 9 p.m.? I guess, but I don't think this is like All Out. I don't think is going to be a 6-hour main card pay-per-view. I haven't watched Collision, but from what I hear, Big Bill called out Eddie Kingston. He did call out the King of New York, but you have to remember that that's certainly Eddie. But also, Chris Jericho was doing a gimmick where he was an authentic, like, New Yorker. He was like the King of New York. So it could be Eddie, it could be Chris Jericho. He would actually just say Jericho. He wouldn't say what he did. it's probably Eddie, but also why are we doing that? Why are we doing that as a call out? I don't understand that part either, but whatever. Either way, it's probably Eddie. But yeah, All Out is it will be during the day. It's starting at 3 p.m. Eastern. My hope is it actually doesn't go 6 hours and I just roll in from watching the pay-per-view right to the stream, but whatever. Maybe I won't get a break. But I am going to watch that, and then I'm going to do a stream that night. Could I take the 20th off? Sure, I could, but I'm not going to. Because I'll probably take the next AEW pay-per-view off that's on a Saturday, because they like running Saturdays. And I don't love that. But yeah, they got spooked. They're doing it in the afternoon. Now, they would say, oh, we're doing it in the afternoon so that we can have this TNT HBO Max lead-in. But they're definitely doing it because WWE is running a pay-per-view that night. That's definitely why they're doing it. You can say it's, brand synergy, but it's definitely just like, we're just going to do it during the day. It is what it is. Because they didn't, this wasn't a thing they planned. They changed their minds about when the show is, so, hey, it'll probably be better for people in the area getting home after that show. Instead of it starting at 8 p.m. Eastern or something, it'll be better for the Torontoans to get out when they get out. This is, there it goes. What's annoying is I'm going to take this apart when I have to panel line it anyway, so. But I do want to get it together first. But I am going to panel line this, so I want to build it fully and then we'll disassemble. I'm not stalling for time on this, but it is making sure I get everything done with it. But this is definitely not going to take 2 hours to do all this stuff. Well, I mean, it will if I keep not being able to put this together. All right, there it goes. Great. Got that together. Put Goku's head on there. Now let's get him some arms and legs, and then also the power pole. Let's get the power pole there. Right now, the card for All Out is as follows. Adam Copeland and Christian Cage are taking on FTR. Cash Wheeler, Dex Harwood with Stokely Hathaway. There is a chance that's the main event because it's Toronto and it's Christian and Copeland. So, there's always a chance that mains, but I don't think it will. The Hurt Syndicate are taking on Ricochet and all three members of the Hurt Syndicate, Bobby, Shelton, and MVP, are taking on Ricochet and the Gates of Agony, Bishop Khan and Toa Leona. That feels like that should be on the pre-show and not the main show, but whatever. That to me that feels like a pre-show match, but what do I know? And then Mercedes Moné is defending the title against Rio. And that's it. We don't know if Tony Storm is fighting somebody. I think we might find out on Wednesday. We don't know if MJF is off. He got married, I believe, yesterday. Congratulations, Mazel Tov. But we don't know if MJF is going to cash in and get his guaranteed fight against Hangman Adam Page. We don't know that. Brodito don't have challengers. There's already 2 tag matches on the card, so I don't know if they're going to add a third tag match. Like I said, there's a tag and a trios. There's a tag match on the card and a trios match on the card, and neither are for the tag or trios belts. I would love for the Ops to be on the main card of a pay-per-view, but they don't seem to be doing that. And that's weird to me. Put them on the main show. Again, we don't have much of a card. I really thought that Mercedes versus Alex was not going to end in Mercedes winning. It was going to end in like a double count out or something. And then Alex Windsor was going to get an opportunity at All Out. But instead, we're going with Rio. And I mean, Rio is fucking rad, and I think that'll be a great match. I do personally think that Mercedes works best against people who are bigger than she is. So this is going to be a fairly similar style, not style, but, you know, height and weight kind of thing. So I don't know. I don't know how that's necessarily going to play out, but I think it'll still be fucking cool. And I don't know. I don't know who in like tonight. I know Tony's in a like 8-woman tag, and I guess that might set up something. I could see them doing like a multi-woman match at the pay-per-view. You just have a bunch of ladies in there. Or it could be like a tag match, you know, or a multi-person match on the show, and you just don't have Tony defend that belt, which I think would be a shame. But as long as there are people on the card getting the work in, that's something. I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do with that. I assume we're getting Hangman, and you know, I just assumed that. I assume we're gonna get the Hangman match and MJF again, but I don't know. Maybe they're waiting on it. Maybe they'll wait on it and they won't do it in Canada. I don't know. I don't know who Brodito goes against, because the top heel tag teams are already in matches. So I don't know what the deal is there, and if they even have anybody that they're going to be facing. I don't know what you do there. Why can't I get this together? Is there like a... Is it one of those, like, there's only one way this goes together, and I'm just, like, not lining it up right? Okay, that's what it was. There was only one way for it to connect, and I wasn't doing that properly. Little arms. Little arms on this little Goku. Power pole, extend. There we go. Hell yeah. And then we got to build the feet. This is a cute little kit. We'll do some, we'll put some ink on this thing, but this is still a very cute kit. D11 and D12. Feet there. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to build something else tonight, which is I get to build something else tonight. I don't know. Yeah, this is not going to be a full stream of all this. There is like a stage kind of a thing too. So there's more to this kit than just 2 guys, but it's not much more than 2 guys. Yeah, and I don't know what else could be on this card. I don't think we're getting. It seems to be a slow build with Okada and Takeshita. Maybe we get Mark Briscoe versus Kyle Fletcher on this card for the TNT title. I would actually genuinely really like that. But that means that Mark has to beat Takeshita tonight, which he could by DQ, but doesn't feel like he's gonna. And I could see maybe Takeshita wins and it's just like, I'd like that title. I don't think we're gonna get that, because really it feels like Takeshita's gonna go after Okada, but I don't know. You know, I can do some collision results here to look up collision results and see. I feel like that's your main event, though. I feel like Mark versus, like, to me, that's probably the main event. We probably don't have that yet. Yeah, Mark Briscoe versus Takeshita is probably your main event. I'm going to assume that's your main event. You know, just a wild shot in the dark. If they're already, you know, they already did Moxley, like, then that feels like that's your main event. What else? What am I going to say? I don't know. I don't know what else you could see there. Like I said, I don't know what you do. You already have 2 tag matches on the card. I don't know if you add, well, a single tag and a trios, and so I don't know how you figure that out. unless they turn the Hurt Syndicate versus Ricochet and Gates of Agony into a three-way fight with the tag champs. You know, the Ops show up, but that doesn't feel right. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where they go with that. But good luck to them. What I say. Some of these pieces are tiny. Some of these pieces are tiny. All right, and then this goes in like that, and then this goes like that. And then that goes like that. Yeah. Let's see. There's that. More on All Out as we get closer to that being a thing that I need to keep talking about. Not a lot of news of the world here. I did want to talk about, because Silk Song is the game of the moment here, our indie game of the moment. I did want to give a little lip service to talking about Silk Song. Specifically, it's very popular at a lot of places. People are digging it. People are loving it. Some people are like, oh, I don't like this. And it turns out I still don't like Metroidvanias. And it's like, yeah, okay. You know where it's not doing particularly well is China. Because apparently, the translation, people don't enjoy the translations. It seems like the person doing the translation is like adding a lot of flowery language and really like trying to localize it in a way that just doesn't hit with people. So it's probably reviewing the worst of anywhere. So Matt Griffin, who's who's in charge of the publishing, says, to our Chinese-speaking fans, we appreciate you letting us know about quality issues with the current simplified Chinese translation of Silk Song. We are working to improve the translation over the coming weeks. Thanks for your feedback and support. And then a lot of people are like, hey, why did this come out so bad? And according to a localization expert, one of the main issues that it's evocative, concise writing, the especially in Hollow Knight, and then also in Silk Song, has been replaced into high school drama club's Elizabethan improv nights. So basically, they just added a lot of fucking words. And also, hey, turns out the guy that did the localization broke his NDA and was talking about it before the game came out. He's been gloating about the involvement in the game and leaking small details about development over the summer. Which is like, oh wow, a really good way to get future work. Good job. All right, so these pieces don't really fit well together, but we'll come to that when we get there. So this is what Goku looks like now, and then I'm going to make Goku look cooler by panel lining. We're going to panel line our Goku. And then I might also add a little liquid cement, because this piece doesn't... Let me put it on like this here. Yeah, this fits fine. Actually, it doesn't fit fine. Even like this, it doesn't fit great. Oh, it fits like that. Yeah, I don't know. Hey, Lord Crashington, welcome. So yeah, so Matthew, I said that Matthew Griffin put his thing out there, and he got retweeted with, "No, you don't hate localizer enough. We need translator, not a fanfic writer that doesn't convey author's original intention. The whole localization industry is a scam," which is overblown. That's an overblown thing, because localization is like fucking important, and a bad localizer shouldn't ruin, what people think about localization efforts. But it is a fucking bummer. All right, so I don't think I'm going to be doing anything with Goku's head here. But we'll definitely do some panel lining on some gear here, and that'll make it pop a little bit more. So we're just going to hit anything here that with the black marker, that kind of stands out, just to give it a little bit more definition. And I think it'll look way better with that. This is already cute, a little fig, but we can improve it by hitting it with our marker. Let's see. So apparently, in the simplified Japanese category, Silk Song is at 50%. With 10,000 reviews. So it's certainly selling in China, and people are fucking pissed. And one thing that's kind of interesting is that because of a recent change with Valve, if there hadn't been that change, its universal score on Steam would have been lower than it is. But recently they changed it so that, like, someone who's playing a game in Japanese doesn't affect the rating for people that are rating it who are speaking English. Yeah. And it's a shame because there's a lot of people who play games on Steam in China. And obviously, it has 10,000 reviews, which means it sold 10,000 plus copies, because not everybody is going to rate it. So you've got to imagine it sold more than that, which is a bummer. And certainly, you work with people that are trusted and well regarded. And then I guess for every language, you have to find someone else who doesn't do that work, but can tell you if it's like gonna be, it's like, oh, is this good or not? Like, I don't know. The quality assurance is fucking difficult, right? That's a tougher thing. Yes, at least 10,007 copies. Yeah. Because at least 7 people are just going to be like, I don't really like this. Or there are probably some people who played it were just like, oh, that's weird. There's a lot more language in this one. Huh. The writing got worse from Hollow Knight. Oh, weird. There's probably somebody who doesn't mind how it's reading, but yeah. Quality assurance in that is tough, right? But you'd think send a section to somebody and hope. Small team and all that. Not as small as they're saying, but still a small team. Because I am not going to get into this. I refuse to get into this. But I'll say it right now. If you're saying, only 3 people worked on this game. Oh, and some contract or they did some subcontract to some other people, but really only 3 devs worked on this game. It's like, no, that's not. Then it's 3 in-house Team Cherry people worked on this game, plus other people, and you should say the other people. Like, that's not 3 people then. If it's 3 people asterisk, that's not 3 people. Credit where those people are due, Certainly it's a small team, but come on. It's not 3 people. That's just trying to build a narrative out of that. And I'm not interested in that narrative. Wow, these arms love to come out of here. I would say that if I was going to place this somewhere, then what I would, I am going to panel in this. What I would end up doing is I would end up getting the liquid cement out here, because this likes to fall apart in ways I'm not interested in here. Yeah, we'll do that. I think that looks fine. Do the fingers there. I think that adds to it. Let's see. Any other news of the world? Not a lot of news since Thursday stuff. Kind of quiet. So there's the Grounded 2 is out in early access. This is an Obsidian game. Grounded was I would say a surprise hit maybe, but certainly did very well. And now this is the Grounded 2, obviously the sequel. And generally, Obsidian is not the kind of company that puts out sequels like that. Obviously, it's a smaller game than some of the things they've worked on in the past, but it was kind of interesting to be like, oh, it's only 3 years after Grounded. And apparently it's because a lot of the feedback they got from Grounded was for things that they couldn't implement in Grounded, and then it kind of snowballed into, well, I guess we could do that stuff, but we have to change a bunch of, like, well, we could do a sequel. Let's see. And the reason is insect mounts. This was an interview from Gamescom. Chris Parker and Justin Vequez from Eidos Montreal, because they are co-developing. Eidos and Obsidian are co-developing it. This was the main feature we wanted to bring to the game. It was the #1 request from the community, and it was the biggest justification. It's why we wanted to create a new world in Grounded 2. Even if Team wanted to do it in the first one, the world wasn't built to support it. So the biggest feature in feedback they got was for insect mounts to like be able to ride around on insects, and they were like, "That does sound fucking rad, but we can't do that." All right, I think we gotta build the game. Yeah, all right. Well, I guess we gotta fucking do a sequel. I am using my brown marker, my least used marker, but I think brown on this is gonna be great. Just to kind of give it a little bit of a pop, but not like overwhelm. So we'll do that on there. Yeah, just a little bit on the face here. It just adds a little bit to it. And then should have used the brown marker on flesh there, but we can do it on this too. Oops. Yeah, I would definitely pick a pose for this and then use liquid cement to lock everything in, because this thing likes to jump around a bit. All right. Yes, my rarely used brown marker. And then gray here, just a little bit on this. There's not much to do with this. We'll just hit with a little bit of gray and clean it up. And then we'll say we finished Goku. A little bit around there to there. Okay. Clean it up, we'll be good. They're called buggies by the dev team, which is fun. We often say we couldn't have done buggies without the park, and we couldn't have done the park without buggies. So that's basically just like, yeah, the reason there are mounts in the second one is because people wanted it, and the reason there's a second game is because people wanted the mounts. All right, let's see here. So I got to make sure this goes in like this. Yep, and then for whatever reason this thing doesn't love to line up exactly right. So we'll do that one first, and then yeah, this doesn't love to line up properly, and that's annoying. So I would definitely consider getting out the liquid cement for this part here. All right, that worked. Then stick the hand in and stick the power pole, and then we won't use this until it's time to place it on the stand, the little setting, the desert setting that we have to build later. There he is, right underneath the 24 out of 40, because that's the amount of subscribers we currently have, is 24 subscribers. We want to hit 40 if you want to become a subscriber. It's fucking September. I didn't even mention that tonight. I gotta mention that. I gotta swear for reasons. But it's September, and if you want to become a subscriber, you can save money, which is great. We like saving money. Everybody does. I guess there are people out there that don't like saving money, but I don't really know those people. All right, so now I got to build Vegeta. Got to build Vegeta. There's Vegeta in the Saiyan armor. Get Vegeta together. We're going to start by building Vegeta's head, and we got to start by building Vegeta's hair, because that's obviously his primary thing. Is that widow's peak. A good widow's peak. So we'll get that together. Let's see. The only other gaming thing that I wanted to chat with you about is so if you have Amazon Prime, if you pay for Prime, and you have you linked it with your Twitch, you get that Twitch Prime. You can use that, like for me, there are some of you that use your Twitch Prime for me, and I appreciate that very much. But one thing you can do is you can get free games every month that you lose access to once you stop with Amazon Prime. But if you're going to keep Prime, then you might as well download some of them. A lot of them are connected to GOG. Sometimes they're connected to Steam or Epic, but lately a lot of them have been older games on GOG and newer games on like Epic. That's just kind of how they've been doing it. Why is this not connected right? What am I doing wrong here? Hold on. This is gonna okay. Oh, because it's on an angle. No, that's not right. Sorry, hold on. These pieces go like this and stick out. That makes sense. And then this is like that. And then that would go like that. Oh, okay, there it goes. That was a little tricky for some reason. And I'm getting A4, this part of the hair. So yeah, there are a bunch of things that are over there. A list of stuff that just recently came out is Civ 4, which obviously is an older Civ, but if you ever want to get into a Civilization game, that's a very good one, and there's a lot out there for it. That's complete edition, so that's a lot of game for free. But also Dungeons and Dragons Ravenloft series, and also Into the Breach, which if you've never played Into the Breach, you should please play Into the Breach. It's one of my favorite games. It's on my top 10 game list for that year, and then also it's in my top, it's a backup on that list of the top 25 games, 25 years thing that I'm doing, I should say. Next Saturday, a week from tonight, will be my next stream starting at 7 p.m., where I will attempt to raise more funds that I can, of course. Get my meds and my glasses. We are so close to having enough money for the meds, which would be great when that runs out. And then also, then the money after that will go towards eyeglasses and such. So that would be nice. But yeah, that's in a week. But yeah, so we got some games here. They're via GOG, so they're not going to have any DRM. A lot of them. And then throughout September, there's also going to be Spelljammer, Pixel Cafe, and Tower of Time. I should probably, it's been a while since I've done any of that. I should probably play a game that I got off of the free Prime, because it's been a while since I did that. Something old. But yeah, all PC stuff. And then September 11th, you're in Afterimage, Spelljammer, Tower of Time, Subterranean, Mines of Titan. Some of these things are on the Amazon Games app because they're, for your phone. Residual, coming out later. Fate, the Cursed King. And then the end of the month, Pixel Cafe and Mystic Riddles, Ghostly Pack Collector's Edition. I don't know anything about. But yeah, that's that stuff there. So if you see something there that strikes your fancy, you should get it. You should be looking. I don't do it enough. I don't look enough throughout the month. I usually look like once a month. I should look more often. But yeah, stuff coming out through September. All right. We've got this whole rest of this, this was just hair. who has all black hair, because obviously both of these Saiyan boys got the same color hair. All right. But that aside, sorry I'm yawning. I am a bit tired. Been running around doing a bunch of things and things this weekend, so I am a little sleepy. My apologies for yawning. Thought I'd get my second wind, and then I didn't. Tried to do too much this weekend. Paying for it now. There it goes. That hair didn't want to go in the right place, but now it is. All right, and then final piece is E2. The Vegeta face. Got to put the Vegeta face in there. Oh, yawning again. My apologies. I'm sorry. There he is. Whoop, that's not okay. So I think I'm doing something wrong here with this piece of side hair, and that is causing an issue. So I got to get that together. So let me get this figured out. Let's figure out what I'm doing wrong. But if I get this right, then the face will fit better. Okay, that seems to be better. That just wasn't fully in, and that was causing that to be having a problem. Yes, okay. Now we're all connected. Widow's Peak intact. Everything looking good. Here's our boy Vegeta. There's Vegeta. Vegeta's doing his thing. Put that there. It is nice to be building model kits again. We did obviously I did a quick build during the last of my fundraiser streams. So I did do, a real quick build there. But it's been a hot minute since I got to do a proper build here, and I'm happy to do that. I do have a little Lego build for the next fundraising stream, which will be a week from tonight, starting at 7 p.m. Eastern. I'm not sure exactly all the other stuff I'll be doing on the stream, but I do have a fun little Lego build to do. Because I've liked the idea of having something with the overhead camera. The first one was opening old sports cards and the like, and then the second one I did a little entry grade model kit build, and that was nice. And then this one will be doing a little Lego set, so I'll get to do a lot of that stuff. But I like the idea of doing an overhead camera spot and then some gaming. And of course, hopefully editing my list. Hopefully people will force me, against my very will, to remove games from my list, which right now does not have any Pokemon on it. Wildly, I do not have any Pokemon on this list, which is just insane for me. That is an insane thing to say out loud. I don't have any Pokemon on this list. Which go F11 here, and then we go to game. You can see that. Oh yeah, I can move myself back there. The fact that I don't have, this list does not have any Pokemon on it, but it still has 2 personas. So nobody has ruined that. Nobody's ruined my personas, but the fact that I don't have any Pokemon on that list is just rude. But that's the game. That's what happens. And we'll edit that hopefully next Saturday. Right now, no donations to force my hand on it, but hopefully more of those come in. This has been an interesting process doing that. Getting that all together. Persona is the superior monster collecting game confirmed, says Lord Graston. Yes, clearly. No, it just hasn't come up randomly, and it hasn't come up on purpose. People haven't purposely said, hey, you got to change one of the years where you have the games you really like. But maybe that'll come up. Maybe it will. maybe it will. I don't know. All right, let's see. B6 here. Get some armor together. In a little bit, we'll take a pause for the calls. I'll talk about ways you can support the channel and what I'm doing here and all that stuff. And we'll get all this stuff together and get our friend here. Get Vegeta together. Get our boy Vegeta. Get him all done. Get some panel lines going on Vegeta as well, and then we'll build the set. We'll build their little diorama piece for them too. All right, then I need B. There it is. The front. Got to build the front. I am glad that this is not, because these pieces are small. I'm glad that this is not just like one big piece of plastic and then like a sticker that you have to stick in there or something like that. That it's layers. There are no stickers. There's just this, which I guess is, I don't think this is a sticker. I think this is just, oh no, it is. This is a sticker. Sorry. There's one sticker in this whole thing and it's a cool sticker right there. I thought that was just plastic, but that is apparently a sticker. There's a backing on it, so. There's one sticker in this whole thing, and it's for the diorama, so that's very cool. We love to see it. Oh, this is not fully connected here. It's not properly seated. Got to make it seated. There it is. We'll talk about City and Panty Stocking with Garterbelt Season 2, our new Panty Stocking with Garterbelt, and The Water Magician, which is now stuff that I haven't read in the manga, so I am excited to watch this here. Or no, if I remember correctly, they're jumping. Yes, if I remember right, this is the manga rearranged the light novel, so I won't read this. This is something that's in the light novel of The Water Magician, but it comes later in the manga, so I'm not complaining. Because it was cool. So we'll talk about that in the second hour. We'll take a pause for the calls, talk about ways you can support the channel and all that. All those things and things. I don't like this part where his hands are just one piece here. I don't love that. There seems to be, other than the head swivel, there seems to be no posability with this. Yeah, these arms don't move at all. The only posability on Vegeta is going to be the head, and that I don't love that. Not the biggest fan of that. But you know, this is a cute little kit. I'm not mad at it. I just would love it to be a little. I would love there to be a little bit more posability with these. These are a little bit more build a statue than I would have guessed. That I would have liked. All right, there's Vegeta's neck. Well, throw that in the pile. All right, let's build Vegeta's fucking pants. We get his pants together here. Get all that's together. Let's see. Is there anything else I want to say before we take our pause to the cause? I don't think so. I think I've said most of the things I wanted to say. We will do that. Snip. And snip. And. All right. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. I thought I might be over my yawns, but the yawns are still here, and I apologize for the yawns making their presence known. All right, so we got our little Vegeta here, and it's going to go in there in a minute, but we'll get the we got to do the legs here. We got part of the boots, and then we got the other part of the boots. And then we got to build the little diorama. And before we get into all of that, we are going to take a pause for the cause. I am going to talk to you right now about ways that you can support what I do here. Everything I'm going to mention is optional. Obviously, you're no obligation to do any of these things. But if you would like to, you're more than welcome to help me out if you're able to. First and foremost, if you would like, please throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the site, the tier 2 blue emote in chat if you are currently a subscriber. Being a subscriber is the easiest way to support what I do here financially through Cash Money or your Prime Gaming token. So if you are able, throw it in there so people can see, hey, that's a subscriber. Like Lashbrook. Thank you, Lashbrook. But yeah, subscribing is the easiest way to support what I do here. I mentioned that we're currently at 24 subscribers and the goal is to get to 40. If you want to gift a sub, you could do that. It is September, so if you want to become a member over there, or you want to subscribe and save some money, you can do that. But there's also subscriptions discounts if you want to buy in bulk for several months. And you can also do it on the web, which you couldn't always get a discount on the web, and now you can, which is cool. Other things we can mention, my alternative to being here on Twitch, if you want to support me financially on a monthly basis, is joining my Patreon at patreon.com/PatBaer. Over on the Patreon, there's a $1, $3, $5, and $10 tier. There are different rewards for different tiers. Consider joining me on Patreon. By 3, 5, and 10, the most recent post for y'all is a post where you can vote on what I do next on Tuesday for my Patreon choice stream. Between a brand new game I haven't played before, a game that I would like to wrap up, and a game that I've been playing sporadically out throughout the year. So you can vote on one of those. Something new, something recent, something old. Get your vote on the Patreon. Please vote. Because so far, only one person has. And then... Also, I have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/PatBaer. Over on my YouTube, you can subscribe there for free, of course. But you can also become a member. And for just $2 a month, you can jump in on there and become a member. And that will be great. We'd love for that to happen. You get my Wednesday videos on Tuesday. September is currently Isekai month. So you'll find out another Isekai that I'm recommending. And this one is interesting. It's my first ever video that isn't a GIF. It's the first Kuma Baer video where above me in the video, because, it's a vertical, I usually have an animated GIF of the show. I don't have that. I have a still image because I couldn't find a good animated GIF of this show. I don't know why I couldn't, but I couldn't. I searched on Tenor and Giffery. I searched on Tumblr. I couldn't even find a good GIF on Tumblr. Or even like... Google, DuckDuckGo, couldn't find anything. Very surprised that I could not find an animated GIF from that show. I was bummed. I even looked up its Japanese title. Couldn't do it. Anyway, that's next week. You'll find that out. But if you're a member, you get a day early. So you would be able to see that on Tuesday instead of Wednesday. Those are monthly ways to support me. If you would just like to throw $1 or $2 in the old tip jar, I've got a Ko-Fi and a PayPal, and you can make a donation to one of those. Everything I make through direct donations through YouTube, which includes AdSense. So watching my videos helps me out through Patreon and through Twitch. All goes into a fund, and from that fund, I buy model kits and Lego sets. I just pre-ordered a kit that is shipping, and I'm getting in a couple days. From a recent Gundam series. I won't say which one, but it's a recent. I also just got a kit in the mail that I bought over the weekend, or over the week, I should say, the past week. So I'm restocking my backlog, which is good because it's good to have stuff. I got a Lego set in that backlog because there wasn't any Lego in there for a while. I bought something recently, thanks to your generosity, folks that have been subscribers. I bought something to build on Halloween. I got a Lego set. It's an actual real Lego set that is Halloween themed. And so that'll be really fun to build on that stream. Let's see, let me look ahead. October 31st is a Friday. So Thursday, the 30th, we'll build that. And it'll be like our All Hallows Eve, aka Mischief Night, depending on where you are in the world or the United States. Some people don't call it Mischief Night. Some people call it Hallows Eve. Some people call it Thursday. So I just mentioned I have a backlog of stuff that I'm happy to pull from. I'm able to buy that because of your generosity. If you would like to decide what I build next, you can always put your money where your mouth is and buy something for me to build from my Amazon wish list. Right now, Amazon is messing around and they keep sorting my list by most recently added and not sorting it by custom. Eventually, they will fix that and go back to the custom, hopefully. But if you click in the top right, you can set the custom, and you can see all the stuff I have here in price order, and then at the bottom, gear in price order. So I have model kits and Lego sets, inexpensive stuff, up to stuff that's very pricey. All kinds of things I'd be happy to build on stream. If you see something there you'd like to see me put together, you can always pick that up. I've got knockoff Lego. I've got model kits. I've got all kinds of things, expensive stuff, recent things that are pretty, the old kits, that have been reissued. But even the reissues are now 10 years old plus. All kinds of things that I'm happy to build on stream. I got some gear at the bottom. I recently added a new webcam because this webcam that I'm currently using, this Logitech software is fucking terrible now. They keep making it worse and worse. And this webcam I have had now for like 7 years. And it's probably time I upgrade it to a real 1080p webcam. And so I put a still like pretty cheap-ish webcam, but it's one that came out this year and it has good ratings on Amazon. So if you want to get me a new webcam, you can. Because like I said, this one works, but it's pretty fucking old, and it's a pretty easy way to upgrade my whole setup. So if you'd like to do it, at some point I will have to just get it, but I want to give people the option. If you want to support the channel, but you're not sure what to pick up as far as model kits, if you want to buy me a new webcam, you could do that. My alternative to Amazon is Throne. I got a wish list on Throne. If you see something there you'd like to see me build, you could do that. And anything purchased on either of those wish lists comes to me. I make a video dedicated about that thing, and then it jumps the queue and becomes the next thing I build, because that's the least I could do. Other things I can tell you about, I want to say here. If you want to support me, but you don't want to spend any money, I've got a Discord. We'd love to have you hang out in the Discord. Please feel free to jump in to the Discord. A couple of video links for you to check out. This week, I put up a new episode of Pat Baer's Anime Club, where I talked about some anime based on video games. The kind of rare source. These days, there's more, but it used to be pretty rare that you would see that. So if you see, that might be something that you're interested in checking out. Check out that video, please. And then Kuma Baer is my weekly anime recommendation series. As I said, this month, the theme is Isekai. So I talked about Magic Knight Ray Earth, which fucking rules. It is an Isekai from a time where we didn't call those shows Isekais. At best, we called them like inspired by Alice in Wonderland, different world shows. They were just shows with female leads that went to a mystical world. And Ray Earth is fucking dope as hell. That's a great series. You should watch it. If you haven't, add it to your queue. Watch my under 1 minute video hyping it up, and then watch the whole thing. But check that out. It didn't do numbers. Some of my videos the past couple weeks have been doing some goddamn numbers on shorts, and that one didn't, which is okay. It's all right. It's not the worst one of the year, so there was one that nobody fucking watched, and so anything is better than that one. Which I can't remember which one that was. It was I don't know. I don't know what it was. I'm now looking. I shouldn't be looking. I'm now going to look. Go to YouTube Studios here. Go to content. Go to shorts. And then if I do views, and I ignore the ones that I've uploaded. Oh, yeah. I re-uploaded my dear friend Nokotan because the first one nobody fucking watched, so I re-uploaded it. So that one is probably 0. Yeah, that one I made that one. That one was weird. I don't know why, but nobody saw that one. So the upload did better. Yeah, my lowest this year was Place to Place. 16 views. That's real awful. That one did very bad. Yeah, that was real rough. It happens. It is what it is, everybody. But I got some other ones that I uploaded here. That'll be coming out in the next couple weeks as I do Isekai month. But yeah, Match Night Rather video that I just posted in chat only had 387 views. And the last week's Polar Bear Club, obviously Polar Bear Club has been out, but my shorts don't really have a long tail. Polar Bear Club did 1,100 views, and so did GJ Club. So I was like, it's the lowest view I've had since, for whatever reason, G-Quux did not do well in shorts. My G-Quux video did not do well. Catch Me at the Ballpark did. I don't know why. I have no idea. I don't know why the best one in the last few months was Food for the Soul, an anime that was not popular this year. I do not know why. Oh yeah, Vision of Escaflowne did nothing. I used to think it was because it was like words that are not common don't do well, so maybe Rayer doesn't do well, and that's why. I don't know. I still don't understand. I don't have any good rhyme or reason for it. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to talk about some anime that I've been watching while I work on this model kit. So we'll do that. And before we get into that, I do need to drink some water, and we need to dramatically transition back to the overhead camera. And we'll do both those things right now. All right. So let's talk about some anime while I finish Vegeta and then panel line Vegeta. Let's see, C1 is on this side, C2 is on the other. Okay, so get this out and then we'll talk about it. So this episode of City has obviously a bunch of stuff happening. We've got the 4th city race. There is 1 million yen on the line. So Nagamo and Nikora join along. There's a bunch of people from City, a bunch of people that we've seen previously. A lot of minor characters show up for this one. And they all want to win because they all have different ideas of what they want to win with the prize money, of course. Our main thrust characters are sticking together. They don't want to be disqualified. And Nikora wants to throw back to previous story stuff. She wants to use the money to get back her pendant that is being held by the City South soccer team, the football team. They have her pendant, and so she's going to try to buy it back from them. Wait, where'd that? Oh, there it is. That's her big thing. There's a giant maze at one point, which seems insane, but also this show is weird. So, of course, this race involves a giant maze. And she's like, I'm going to drop out. I think I'm going to drop out. I can't do this. But Nagamo is like, no, we're going to do this. We're going to win. And so they get through the maze. They work together. And then also throughout this race, new people keep joining it like sporadically out of nowhere, and it causes chaos because like, why can you join whenever you're joining? And then they're pumping each other up again about they're going to do it. And now things are just getting fucking hectic and wild, but they're going to pull it off. They're going to make it happen. They're going to work together to do this thing. Goes on that leg. But, they're pumping each other up. And then everybody's running for the finish line. It's neck and neck with all these people. And then Nikura finds out that the pendant that the soccer team has isn't even her pendant. They have a different pendant, apparently. It's just somebody else's pendant. And then Matsuri and Echan, the couple, the friends who have the overly dramatic conversations all the time, they win. And they're overly dramatic. And apparently they won because Wako was putting traps all over the place for people. And a lot of the goofs from this episode weren't set up by the race presenters. They were done by Wako. And then at the end of the episode, Matsuri and Echan are having another over dramatic thing where they can't decide how to spend the prize money. And it's very dramatic and serious and then goofy at the very end because that's their gimmick. That's their whole thing. It was kind of fun to have one whole story for an episode because this show is often like a ton of gags because it's like it's like a coma. It's a 4-panel like joke book. And so usually it's like 7 or 8 gags in one episode, and this was just like one long story, and that's fun. I think this is the only second time they've done that. They did that with the tower. So that was really fun. Episode 9, really solid. I do not do this show justice by talking about it because it's silly and fun, and I'm like explaining the gags as if they're plot, and I know I am not doing it justice, but please believe me when I tell you that this is just like a really fun, silly show, and you should absolutely watch it. It's just real good and real inventive and really fun. But yeah, you should check it out if you haven't. If you haven't seen City yet, don't just listen to my explanations of the episodes. Check it out. Panty Stocking was 3 stories this time. Another 3-story episode. There was a giant rock, paper, scissors tournament. And 100 billion ghosts are competing. And also Stocking is competing. Because they're trying to win a limited edition Ohagi. And that is like a rice cake thing. It's just like a limited edition food, I guess. I'm not fully understanding it, but yeah, a limited edition food thing. And it's a rock, paper, scissors, but you can cheat, I guess, because my favorite minor character, Gunsmith Bitch, shows up, and Gunsmith Bitch sells Stocking a big sword that maybe kind of looks like a sword from popular media. Perhaps it's a reference to something. Perhaps this show full of references is referencing. I don't know. But anyway, Stocking wins, and then Gunsmith Bitch gets hers and eats the limited edition food before Stocking can as payment, because a thing that has now become a reoccurring gag that they don't understand is, yeah, Gunsmith Bitch will sell you weapons, but she's going to get paid back sooner than you want. And it's just going to be, it's not worth it. But it's a really funny character. I enjoy that. Also, it's a very fun thing to say. It is very funny for me to say Gunsmith Bitch every couple episodes of the show. That's the first story. That one was my favorite of this. The second one's pretty short. We get the angels. Some of the other angels have infiltrated the home of the Anarchy Sisters. And they get mistaken often for it's a quick little thing where they are trying to be covert, and the neighbors keep thinking that they're the sisters, the Anarchy Sisters, that are Panty Stocking, So it doesn't work. None of this works. And it's just a bunch of visual sight gags of twinks accidentally looking like young ladies. It's not great. It's not great. It's fine. And then the last story, which is a bit longer, which is Scanty shows has disappeared on Nisok's 666th birthday, and apparently this was a childhood promise that they would appear at each other's birthdays every year, and so something must have happened to Scanty because Scanty's not there. But then Panty brings Nisok's to Brief's high school prom. Brief is in high school and has a prom. This was news to me. But yeah, but then a ghost shows up to attack it, and it is a ghost that devours humans. So it's time to get to work. And then in a sad moment, the ghost breaks Nisok's glasses, and those were the first gift that Scanty ever gave Nisok's. This is important to mention. We got Panty and Stocking. Scanty and Nisok's mean that they're old, but they're like the same kind, the same gag. This is the same kind of thing. It's just names for characters. They have a method they're working with these characters. So that's all that is. If you were confused, and they so then Panty helps Nisok's kill the ghost, and apparently Scanty was in the remains of the ghost. Scanty had gotten eaten previously while Scanty was out shopping for Nisok's birthday present, 666th birthday. A new pair of glasses. It was the whole time, she didn't miss it she did miss it, but she didn't miss it on purpose. She missed it because of circumstances, and everything's okay. And it was kind of a touching little way to end this stupid episode that wasn't my favorite. This was not my favorite episode of Panty and Stocking with Garterbelt. It is a fine episode, but it wasn't my favorite. And then Water Magician. While I finish up Vegeta, and then we get into the back, the diorama build here, our cool stand. After I finish panel lining Vegeta, and then goddamn these parts don't like to stay on. I will say my biggest complaint with this kit is not just posability, because I understand these are tiny little things, is that some of these pieces don't really lock in as tight as I would like, and so if I was going to display this, I would have to get out the liquid cement. And that's annoying. I shouldn't have to get liquid cement out for a model kit. A proper Bandai model kit shouldn't need liquid cement. This episode of Water Magician is, again, stuff I don't know about because this is from the light novel and the manga skipped this, or it's from later in the light novel. I can't remember. They just didn't want to start this story. I'm not sure what's going on here, but you may remember that our guy has to go and do some quest stuff. Our main guy Rio, because he disobeyed the guild, and so they're sending him on a quest, and so he is going off to Abali, which is the hometown of Nils. He's going with an adventure party, so that we get to see Rio work with a party. This is the first time you'll properly work with a party. This has nothing to do with the Whitnash job. This is a side story. Again, the Whitnash job is more mainline stuff. So this is this thing that I haven't seen. It wasn't in the manga. Apparently, this town has prevented people that they went and hired to actually finish the job because they are they're worried about those folks because it is apparently very difficult because there are goblins and undead skeletons around. And that is obviously, people are worried about that. So I need G12 and 2. These pegs go in one of these legs here. I'm going to put them in the left one, and then we'll decide later if we want to do it somewhere different. But we'll just do this for now. This is just to set them wherever we want to set them. I like this method way better because if you don't want to put it on this base that we're going to be building, you could just have them stand on their own. And if this was built into the kit, you know, then they wouldn't be able to stand up. So I do like this. I think that's a cool idea. Good call, Bandai folks that made this. And then there's a sticker on here, protective sticker. So this is the, I should have done this at the beginning of the stream where I had a better eye for this stuff, but what are you going to do? They talked to the mayor, and a bunch of people have tried to fight skeletons in a sacred area. There is a guardian beast that lives in the woods near a shrine. And so maybe this goblin, why is this goblin nest here if there's a sacred beast, though? That's weird that there's a sacred beast and then, like, issues with that. That's a strange thing. So they have to do some investigating on that. But because they have Ryu with them, they easily defeat the goblin nest, and they find out that this area worships a one of the 6 forgotten goddesses. Apparently there are forgotten goddesses. This is new information. But one of the 6 forgotten goddesses, who is, of course, the Earth Goddess, or the Earth Mother, I should say. And the Guardian Beast is a Fenrir named Nukushin. And apparently there is an arch skeleton in the shrine. So there was a sealed in the shrine is this skeleton, this like uber skeleton, like a lich skeleton kind of thing. And that's sealed in there. And then it turns out that Fenrir is Fenrir, you know, our cool fox dog, is related to fairies. They are like an offshoot of fairies. And since our guy Ryo was trained by the Fairy King, immediately Nukushin is just like, I like this guy. Likes Ryo immediately. Then lets them know that these skeletons are guards for the arch skeleton. Because apparently the whole idea is that like the seal is kind of, you know, they're trying to break the skeleton out, and that's why it's been overrun, and the goblins made things worse, of course, because it's goddamn goblins out there making things worse. Where's this piece go? G2. No, that's H2. Oh, okay. That can go there. Apparently okay, so I didn't know this. Apparently there is another set that has Piccolo and another different Goku, and you can put the dioramas together. So I'm going to have to look for that. I don't know if it's out yet, but I'll have to look for that because I would like to put these together. So I can do this end piece if I want, but then also you could put them together and make one big one, which is cool. And I will do that at some point. Yes, Lord Crashton said, I don't know why why it comes with Son Goku. Hopefully it's a different Goku, different style. Why there's a Goku that comes with Piccolo and not like anyone else, but whatever. Okay, sure. But yeah, if I want to get 2 of them together, I can do that. This goes here. This goes... Wait. This doesn't have that. This goes like this. That's where this goes then. What? Weird. It says that this fits in here, but there is no slot for that to fit in. I guess I'll go like that then. I don't know. I got to figure this out. Look like it's Golu in an... Oh, Goku in action. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to look for it. We'll see if it shows up on Amazon. Put it on my wish list and pick it up for myself later. Gundam Planet has it in stock. Nice. Yeah, I mean, I probably will get it, and I can put it together. I can save these and put it together with that, because sure. Water Magician. They defeat the Arch Skeleton again. Not hard. There is a statue of the Earth Mother holding a broken crystal, and that crystal once protected the place, but it broke in the shrine, and the dungeon started. So basically, the crystal broke. The shrine turned into a dungeon, and then a bunch of bullshit like monsters started showing up, and it became a fucking nightmare. And so they seal an entrance with magic. And then the episode just kind of ends with the rest of the party being like, hey, we're going to get a house. Do you want to like move in with us? And Rio doesn't quite know what to do about that. He's not necessarily sure. He's been staying, he's been living at the dorms, but he doesn't have to. So he's not sure how he wants to do that or where he wants to go. Yeah, so this is supposed to lock on here, and it doesn't. It just doesn't do that. There's no place for this to go here. These are where it connects. I don't know how this is supposed to connect. This clearly will connect with this, like that. So I guess I'll put it there. But there's no place for this to go here. Like, there's just no place for this to go. Because I could just do it like that. I could just put it like that, I guess. That's weird. Oh, you know what? I realized I skipped a step. There is a step that has to go here. I realize now. This thing has to attach. So this is my mistake. I made a mistake, everybody. Don't hold it against me. I made a mistake. Also, we find out what the next storyline is going to be. Our guy has to go to Whitnash. There's a festival there. And so that's going to be a thing he's doing next. And also a bunch of other people are going, and the plot kind of thickens as this happens. But it's not much. From the manga, it's not much. But yeah, so sorry. So the thing is, I forgot about this piece, and this piece lets this connect there and adds a little color to it, which is neat. But I forgot that step, and that's why it didn't work right, because I messed up. And then this piece goes here, and this goes here. And this can go like this. Now, sold separately, I could take Action Base 6, one of these action bases, and I could put that here so that, like, Vegeta could be flying or hovering, which I guess I could do if I wanted to. And we'll put this, like, here, because it just kind of builds it out a bit. Put it like that. But also, if I wanted to, I could connect the two bases together. And so I'll keep this around, and I will hunt for the other one. If I go to, because I bought this myself on Amazon, so if I go to my purchases and I look for it, we'll see where it is, and then we'll see if the other one is on. Yes, it is. So I'm going to add this to my wish list. I will get this at some point, I am sure. If you want to pick it up, you could, but we do have that. And then there's also, so that's the only other model kit thing. It's a different Goku. Again, they made two Gokus in this, and then Tiny Piccolo. And Tiny Piccolo looks great. And then these bases could go together for one set where you have two Piccolos for some reason. But I put it on my Amazon list if you want to pick that up. We can put Goku here because is Vegeta taller? Which one's taller? Because let's put Goku here and Vegeta here. Vegeta wants to be up here anyway. So here it is. I'll show it to you. Actually, we're gonna go against the photo, the above photo, the included photo, and we're gonna go against the grain, and we're gonna do this. Now, should I panel line this base? I guess I could panel line the base. Yeah, I could do that. We'll panel line the base, add a little color to it, make it look good there. But yeah, here it is. This is a fun little thing. Is it worth $20-something? I'm not sure. But also, I don't know. A lot of model kits right now are prices that I don't think are necessarily the way to go. So maybe I'll wait on that until it's a different price, maybe a little bit of a lower price. But we have some time left in the stream. So I'm going to take these apart here, and I'm going to panel line these rocks to give it some definition here. And then we'll continue, or then we'll wrap up the stream after that. But yeah, I'm gonna use my black marker here and hit some of this with the marker, just to kind of give it a little bit. I'm gonna be very judicious with it. Now is the part of the stream where I want to hear from you, friends. What are you watching right now? What are you playing? What are you up to? What are you into? You got anything going on that you want to tell me about? Feel free to let me know in chat, because I always love hearing from you about those things. So feel free to let me know. I will tell you, gaming wise or whatever. Let me know. Your boy Pat. That's me. I'm your boy Pat. Right now, my thing that I'm up to and into is that I am playing some video games. I've got another really good, really silly deck that I have been playing in Hearthstone. That is real shitty and fun. I'm enjoying my time with that. I imagine that deck is going to get nerfed. It really feels like it'll be nerfed at any minute now. So I might stream that next week because there are some new decks, because there was a mini set. So I might stream that with some of the new decks that are out there. I just haven't done a Hearthstone stream in a while. So not this coming Tuesday, because that's Patreon's choice, but the following Tuesday, I might do that. I think I probably will. I probably will do that. Okay, yeah, so that looks good. We'll clean that up, and then we'll build off that. Just give that a little bit of a rub there. Why not? Yeah, that looks good. Just a little definition. Just between the two, I think this looks better than this. So we'll add a little bit to these rocky crags here. Lord Crashes says, I started watching The Paper on Peacock, which is fun so far. Yes, the often discussed, and nobody actually knew for sure if they were going to do their spin-off of The Office, but it is. There's the Paper. If that was ever actually going to happen, but it did. Yeah, I haven't watched any of that. I probably will at some point. I have Peacock for several months left, because I got a year for $20 or something, some nonsense. So I have Peacock, and I could watch it, and maybe I will. I don't know. I haven't decided. But yeah, I'm playing Nubby's Number Factory just about every day. I'm still waiting for that patch, or the update that adds the cosmetics, because I want to make Nubby look different, because I think that's very stupid in a way that I really enjoy. I am jonesing to finish. So it might happen this month. We might wait till next month, but I want to finish Is This Seat Taken? Because we only have one stage left. And so I do want to do that. So that is the thing. I don't think I'm going to stream that game twice in 1 month, but I do think that unless it wins, if it wins the Patreon poll, then I will do it next week. But I think I'll probably save it for next month and play it then. And it'll be great. But yeah, I don't know. Is there anything else going on with me? No, nothing off the matter. I thought I was going to check out that Diablo 1 mod for a bit, says Last Rick, but instead I've been playing it a whole lot. Oh yeah, he talked about that earlier. One thing is it has the ability to have sub-dungeons, so the butcher isn't just a room, but its whole level. Ooh, That's fun. I like that. I'm glad you're having a good time with that, Lashbrook. Yeah, you were talking about that earlier. That's awesome. As I said, I don't think I would ever go back to Diablo, but Warcraft 3, I have thought about Warcraft 3 every once in a while. I think about, what if I went back to Warcraft 3? The other thing I've been thinking about now and again is, what if I install this computer? I have not installed Fallout 4 on this computer. What if I installed Fallout 4 and like saw if there were any mods since I last did it? Like there's gotta be some cool mods since I last played Fallout 4. Like maybe there aren't, maybe there aren't, but I feel like Nexus must have some new mods on there. And then I get to relearn how to use Mod Manager because it's been a hot minute, and load it up with a bunch of stupid mods and start a new game. And then the save that I have that's in the cloud will be like, this is incompatible. And I'll be like, yeah, I don't want to do that. I have been thinking about, what if I fucking played Fallout 4 again, which is crazy talk. That's bonkers. That's nonsense. I shouldn't download Fallout 4 and play Fallout 4 again with a bunch of new mods. I shouldn't do that. What I should do is just look on Nexus mods and see if there's anything that appeals to me on there first. I should just do that. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. I don't know. But I should do that before I go and download the game again and see about that. I shouldn't do that. I have not watched it's not To Be a Hero, it's To Be Hero X, which is a Chinese animation that is on Crunchyroll. But the dub just said that Chris Sabat, who many know as Vegeta, but others will know him as let's see. Okay, no, I don't have any Amazon coins. Keep getting emails about Amazon coins from they have to do their due diligence, whatever. I don't have any Amazon coins. Chris Sabat, also a lot of people know him as the English voice of from My Hero Academia as All Might. So he is the voice of a dog that has like a hat, like a detective's hat and a tie. And I was like, do I have to fucking watch this show? I might have to watch this show. Not necessarily even the dub. I might have to watch the like Chinese version because there's like a dog, there's like a noir dog in there. And I'm like, I kind of fucking want to find out what that is. I haven't yet, but I've been tempted. I might check it out. But that is the thing that Crunchyroll has been heavily promoting. You know, there's a lot of stuff they don't promote, but that's one they're definitely been promoting a lot. My update on other shows this season is I am not loving the continuing adventures of Sakamoto, but I am loving the continuing adventures of Kaiju number 8. I think Kaiju number 8 is part 2 is way better than Sakamoto Days part 2. That's my general opinion as far as the part 2s go. But there's still a lot of good stuff out there. This is a very solid ass season of anime. Some good goods. And some stuff I still haven't watched yet that I probably will at some point. At some point, I'm going to have to watch them. All right. We panel lined this. Did it need it? No. Was I happy? Am I glad I did it? Yes. Because I do think that looks better with a little bit of panel lining on it. I think it looks... It doesn't look less plasticky. That's impossible. But it does look better, in my opinion. This doesn't need anything. There's nothing to do. I could panel line the back of this, but there's no point in doing that. All right, so let's put Goku down here, and let's put Vegeta up here, and then I will put it like this, so you can see. This is the diorama. I'll widen it out a little bit here. This is the way it built. It's a one-stream build. I took my time with it. I think it turned out great. This is a fun one. Again, do I think this was worth the money? Not really. I don't really think this was worth the cost. But am I glad that I put it together? Yeah, I certainly am. I think it was a fun thing to put together. So anyway, yeah, I don't have much else to say. Haven't watched any of this season of Kaiju. I need to catch up. Yes, Lashbrook. I think this season of Kaiju is fucking great, and you should check it out. Yeah, I think it's really good. So, but again, I'm trying not to do season 2 or 3's recaps anymore. I'm trying to do new shows. Obviously, Panty and Stocking is not a new show, or is a new show. It's a new season of a show, but it's like such a weird thing that I wanted to talk about it. And then also, there's like one show that I'm not hate watching, but I'm like, well, when Oshinoko comes back, I'll probably cover that weekly because I want to see more of the spooky stuff and talk about that. You know, a show I dropped off on that people are still really loving. I'm like 3 episodes behind on Dan season 2. I am not loving this season of Dan. I am falling out of love with Dan. I think that there are high highs and there are not enough mids. There's a lot of lows and some highs, but that it's just not as consistent as I would like. I think the art style is phenomenal. I think they're drawing it really well. Its animation is really quality. I'm just like not loving it. And I would love to love it. I would love to love it. But I'm not. Yeah, I'm surprised myself. I think maybe, I don't know, maybe more time in between seasons would have been better for me to miss it, because I didn't really miss it. I was like, oh shit, there's more Dan. I'll watch that. And I just haven't been feeling it. I don't know. It might be me. Maybe it's fucking phenomenal and I'm just missing out. I'm not vibing with it the way I should be. I don't know. Anyway, I vibed with this kit. We did add some panel lines to it. I think it's better for it. I don't think this kit needs markers, but I think like this looks better instead of just being all yellow by itself. I think the marker helps with it. I don't know if Goku and Vegeta needed markers, but we did it, and I'm not mad about that. If you are a seasoned model kit builder, I think this is a perfectly fine build. If this is your first kit, you are dealing with some small pieces that I think would be annoying, and you would not want to do that. But overall, oops, and as the arm falls off, overall, I'm happy that I put this together. Happy I bought it, I put it together. I will get the other one, and I will put these two together and make a fun diorama. I'll take this piece off or whatever it is, however it connects, and we'll build out a thing where there's 2 Gokus for some reason, which feels weird. And I think that's gonna do it. We got a little time. You know what? Yes, diorama. We have a little time. I am going to add in. I'm going to show you a couple things that I recently added to my backlog of stuff, because I thought that would be nice to show a couple things. One thing is in the mail. I don't own this yet, but soon I will have it. And that is the Red Gundam. I have the Red Gundam coming. Of the kits that are coming, this was the one. I think the G-Fed I do want to build as well. This was the one that was like, yeah, I really want to build this. I just think it's so weird. It's such a weird take on it. I want to see how the shield attaches. I'm a sucker for big weapons, and it's got some big-ass weapons. That's coming in the mail. I had to pre-order that on Amazon, and I paid for it, and then it shipped. So that's pretty cool. Let's see. Another thing that is now in my possession is this Lego 3-in-1. Oh, this photo's tiny. I didn't realize this photo was so tiny. All right, I gotta find a better photo of this kit, because this is a tiny ass photo. This is a Lego 3-in-1 tropical toucan. It's also a butterfly and a fish. And this is a cool little Lego set. Extreme close-up, indeed. But this photo is tiny. And so I got to get a better photo of this before I start building it, which is good to know. I didn't realize that was a tiny photo. And then one other thing that came that was on, it was a good sale. It was on sale, and I got it at USA Gundam store on sale. Recently added to the backlog, already came in the mail. The Zaku Mariner. This is a reissue of the Zaku Mariner. This reissue came out in 2012, so it's already fucking old. This reissue is old as hell, but I'm excited about this. I was happy to put this to have this out for people to see. It's just an old fucking Zaku. You know me, I like building Zakus and Zaku 2s, and this is an old-ass Zaku, and I'm excited to work on it. But it's the Mariner one, so it's got a weird weapon. And the backpack, yes, yeah, it looks spring-loaded, yeah. And the backpack is weird because it's for underwater. But it's just a cool-looking blue-ass Zaku. And that's in the backlog. And I'm excited to work on that in the future. And I've got other stuff in there that I've had. I have one kit that I definitely purchased in 2024 that just has never won the Patreon, the $10 Patreon poll. It's just never won that poll. Someday it will. But that's tonight's build. We're gonna wrap up there, but I do want to let you know. Every once in a while, I like to tell you what's coming up in the future, so you are aware of what I got going on. Now, even though I'm about to wrap up the stream, the party isn't over because we're gonna go on a raid. That is how we end every stream around here. We're gonna go find somebody doing cool stuff. My $10 patrons. Speaking of which, you're gonna vote tomorrow. I'll put a poll out about what I start on Monday. Thank you, Aristofan. Thanks for being here. Always happy to have you here. Who's working? Giant Bomb Forever was down for a couple days because Twitch has been going after 24-hour streams. Apparently, the old computer show is done and they are not going to do one on Twitch anymore. But Shout TV was not affected. Rift Tracks was not affected. And apparently Giant Bomb Forever is back, but they were down for a while. So we are going to go hang out with Giant Bomb Forever. Right now they are doing the Microsoft press conference from E3 2014. That's, if you're wondering, Pat, which one is that? That's the one where they had a bunch of cutouts in the background of wrestlers and famous people. Green Lanterns back there. So that's a fun one. We'll go hang out with Giant Bomb Forever and appreciate that they are indeed forever. So thanks so much for hanging out. I hope you come along on this raid. I hope you will come back on Monday as I start something new. Will it be a Lego set? Will it be a model kit? It'll be one of those two things. It'll be a model kit or a Lego set. But thanks so much for being here. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for hanging out, Akito. I'll talk to you soon, everybody. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.